So the new league is going live next week. Definitely gonna be playing. I just thought I'd have a quick rundown. Obviously, I haven't been playing this league for like the last 3 or 4 weeks. I think I played 6 or 7 weeks all up. Total bank at the end of it was about 200 exalts, which is extremely past where I normally go by miles. I've never had enough total wealth to own a headhunter before, let alone, be able to have bought 2 if I really wanted to. So you obviously, if you're looking at this, you're looking at this character, you're looking at this bank tab, and you're going, that is not 200 exalts. This is a 1000 chaos character. Oh, my ashes is on a different character, so you ignore that one slot there. But and you're correct. This is not my main character. This is the character I showed as my main when I did my first video. But the character I wanted to play was Arakali's Fang. So I did play it. We'll go to my hideout. And I got my league goal, which was to get a Squire. This build, I was at like 90% to 96 as well. In group play the other day, and then I ripped all my XP. This build carried me way past anything I have ever done before. I did. Oh, it doesn't tell you what they are. Oh, that's unfortunate. I should have just bought a Cortex map and ran it, and there's no way I'm getting to the feed because I'm not at that level. But everything tier 16, running every tier 16, absolutely no problem. I killed Awakener, I killed Uber Elder, I killed Elder, I killed Shaper, no problem at all. I assume I would have been able to kill Cortex. I just could not be bothered at the end of it to trading for the map for one more slot on this list. This took a while. You get the first 2 watchstones fairly easy just by running content. I think it's these 2, and then these 2 are a bit harder to do. I'll do a quick character summary across all the characters, and then I'll do a bank tab summary. These are just 2 characters that my last couple of days I made to have a bit of fun. This is a Mjolnir cast on crit Mjolnir, Arc, and Cyclone with Doriani's this chest piece, which is pretty funny. It's full garbage tier, but so is I was going to do what everyone else was doing with an omniscience build, but no, also I never got in enough. I did this as a speed farmer, a corrupting fever, kinetic blast character. This is very cheap. This is so cheap. I've got a couple of these. I bought them just because this was such a chase item, and now it's like this is a budget item. I love it. I wonder if it'll still be budget next league. I assume Ashes of the Stars is going to be impossible to get next league. But this is my Steel Gladiator. I was champion and now I am gladiator, aren't I? Yep. Because I just realistically I felt like the only real difference was changing out of the hemophilia gloves into apothecary's gloves. And I thought, well, why not? It's just give me a bit more stats. I'll swap over. It doesn't feel any different, really. You just blast. This says inspired learning, which is really nice. So, a single inspired learning, mini headhunter. It just blasts maps. You don't really kill the boss. You just kill all the mobs. In the end, I used my normal necromancer for anything where I had to run fast, because Sequoia's Nest gives you the flight, and you use I'm using a what's his name, an enkindling or quicksilver to go even faster. I just click that and I just, with phasing, just through the map. So I did that for heists, is what I did. A lot of heists with this character set up. I mean, this is crap, but you know, I didn't get an exalted one. And this is where I put all of the money. This is the same character that I actually leveled it through as the explosive arrow ballista. So this is the explosive arrow ballista character with like 200 regret orbs, you know, to change its path from being down to where there, wherever it is. I embarrass myself. There. To being this. Which is nice. It's not a bad setup. The only thing I'm not sure about is this and this block nodes. But you're at 5k total and your energy shield is basically always on 4.5k life. Just trying to get some survivability. I mean, the most survivability of this build is that everything is dead. I can give you the briefest example. I also was, when I was buying jewels to play this character, I had to ask the guy I bought the jewels off, how does it work? And he goes, what you do is you cast Desecrate twice, throw your worms, and then cast Divine Ire. But yeah, everything does. And this is a T16, and there's stuff on this map. I don't know what the mods are. The only thing I don't roll is reflect physical, not because my spiders can die, but because this is a physical spell, and if I'm charging up and I hit a mob and it's reflect physical, I one-shot myself. Sometimes I like to throw the Desecrate in front because the pops destroy the corpses, so sometimes there's not corpses under the mobs you kill. And I am using the Grapevine version, but I think they're probably right that you could probably just go with the non-Grapevine version and you would have no difference. The we didn't get to the boss, but the boss would have died not significantly any slower than any of those rares. So just here, quick way of what I would do, because I was selling a lot, is I wouldn't make my tabs active apart from my sale tab, which is the big money. Yeah, there's my nurse cards are in here, for example. None of this is actually good, just throwing it out there. You know what is actually a really good seller? Curse enemies with frostbite on hit. I made some huge amount of exalted orbs from these. Alright, but what I do is I just turn it on when I'm finished for a moment and I want to sell, especially on this. Obviously everyone was selling their essences and I was selling this is my rate was 27 3 stacks, 9 1 stack. I was mostly just 27, which is 3 stacks. I had being bad at math, I had a list up that showed me how many. I used to have different, rather than they're basically all 27 now, but I had a different, like, because if they message you for more than one stack, you have to know what that is. So I had like a list up how many stacks, and I just sold it in by the stack, and I would just wish they would stack to 10 because it just makes it harder. I didn't really sell any of my div cards apart from nurses. I just used them all like this, hoping to get something good. Didn't really get anything good. Oh, this is so trash. Alright, this is my dump tab, and I dumped cool things down the bottom. Like things that weren't quite crafting bases, but I like. So I like vermilion rings and steel rings and opal rings and crystal belts. And these were minion gems that I wasn't sure or I had used slightly, because obviously I played 2 minion builds. My pieces over here. Anything that's up the top here would just be junk, including this. But this is all like the quality stuff. What's that? 4-link war weave. Oh, these are my dead reckonings, because that was a big laugh. They were so expensive at the start of the league, but now they are literally nothing. It's 5 chaos. I bought a lot of cool stuff. This is mine. This is mine that I bought. This is what dropped for me, a blue dream. Like melding. I bought a melding just because I wanted to check it out. These are my temples that weren't sellable, and other things. I always keep like most of the stuff that I need to look at in a dump tab. This is a simulacrum and sextant rolling map, and also whatever they're called, the mini cortex ones. So this is the stuff that I got from running simulacrums. Holy palm. Yeah, it's not really worth anything. These were not worth anything. Life evasion. Dex in. I thought might sell because of the omniscient stackers, but I don't know. Because they're on 2 different lines, I thought they would count as 2 different things, but it didn't seem to have any value on the market. So as you can see, ended up with a shitload of tier 16s. I ran Strand a lot of Strand. I run a lot of Port. would have been my most run map over the league. It's just too long. If you die, it takes too long to get back. I wouldn't recommend it. It's got a good div card. It's got an Exalt div card. You got Promenade, which has Nurse, and also the other div card about giving you the alt gems, but it's import as well. It's in the same on both. Cemetery should be in here too, but I didn't run too many. Maybe it's not. It was Cemetery, wasn't it? That we ran, yeah. I gave my friend most of my tier 11 cemeteries, and I also think at one stage they were tier 13. Maybe. But I ran a lot at tier 11. Just because, you want to win lucky with that card, and for a long time, I felt that 16s, I was dying too often to feel good about playing, so I just went back to a lower red tier. But you should really only do 14s and ups, because of the way your fancy tree. How do you bring it up? Atlas passive tree. Alright, wait, this is. I'm pretty sure it's based off tier 14s and ups. Like this is 11, 11, 11. By this, yes, 14s and ups. So you should probably only run 14s and ups. I changed this so many times. I probably spent like 300 of these. And this is just passively dropping more. So I think you should really. I don't know how to bring it back up. What button was it? Oh, yeah, G. Control G. Yeah, I thought it was. You should really modify this as much as you want all the time. This. When I start on the next one, you'll go up. Oh, I don't actually know. I haven't looked at it, but you just get the extra map drop stuff. It's changed a bit, hasn't it? I think though I won't read into it until I look at it, but I will probably take shrines because shrines make you zoom, and I probably will take essence because I got used to selling it. It's not too bad. Sell it in bulk, sell it big bulk, don't sell it small bulk. Duplicate currency items. I've seen one double exalt from a blacksmith box, and that was the only exalt I've seen in all league. But I kept this node the whole league. It is a world. It's just much more fun than the Searing Exarch, and this side kills you less than that side too. So yeah, I don't know why I have that. Yeah, I must have been doing Conquerors at one stage. I like this one. Minions are touched, and then you can get the something in here about touched minions that does something. Gives you extra currency, probably. So my unique tab, I just like to keep stuff that I like, not stuff that is necessarily money related. So I got things like Black Suns because they were cool, people were chasing them. Sorry about that. Dad was asking what's for dinner. Things like Crown of Eyes because I like it. I got the Escher's Mirror, so I kept it. A lot of these are like, this is what dropped. I didn't go off to buy them. I like the Baron. I'm not going to play it, but I like it. I keep a lot of helmets because if somebody asks you to do like a run through the lab. You have to have helmets in your stash to enchant. And I found that Devotos, an Abyssus, and I've got another Ancient Skull. I got Ancient Skull. I thought that is it. That's what I'll run. I'll have some Devotos, have some Abyssus, I'll have some Black Suns, of course, just in case you get something with Lightning Strike. I had heaps of these drop. It's hilarious. These were so expensive back when I played Heist. 300 chaos for a mite. So cheap now. Oh well. Replica roomies is pretty cool. I did things like Vinctor's Square in this league as well, so I have the stuff from that. Belts. You'll want to keep at least a couple of unique belts, just so if you run into turn unique into unique of same base type, you gotta have a belt. I did the crab boss as well, and this impulses ate about 10,000 fusings, so we won't talk about that. Fragment tab, I did run lots of sets. It's a little hard to do the Uber Elder sets. I've seen people complaining about it as well. I had lots of emblems, used them up just before I finished up. Oh, got a full Awakener set there as well. I did not run Uber at Zuri. I worked out how to, increase this stuff. You just click it, don't you? Yeah. Then becomes the next one. That's cool. Scarabs. I bought scarabs. Obviously these are all the ones that dropped. And if you had more patience, you could probably sell them. I'd probably sell them 10 to 20 at a time. For about 5 chaos more or 10 chaos more than you think they should sell for, and you probably move them. I don't like investing all the money up and like worrying about the reward, so I just bought hundreds of low level scarabs. This is my favorite one, Rusted Div Scarab, because every map you should be running should be a div dropping map. Legion, I wish Legion Farmer. I wanted the Petrifying Blood, is that what it is called? The other character to be a good Legion Farmer. It only got to okay. I should have dropped more money into it. I do regret that. I should have got a Headhunter. I should have traded this in, bought a Headhunter, got enough money to get my Squire back. But once I got my Squire, I did not want to let it go at all. And we talked about cards earlier, sale tab, yeah. There's a lot of cool stuff that you could just throw up for big money. Temple drops made me probably 20 or 30 exalts across the whole league. Okay? You should not run your temples. You should pull your temples out once you finish them and check to see if it has the corrupt, the double corrupt chamber. Oils, you can sell these for 3 to 1 up, and you can buy a special tab for it. I would not buy the tab for it. This is a normal tab. This doesn't even have to be fancy because I don't sell out of it. There's no reason to have a special tab. In regards to catalysts, you probably just shouldn't pick up this many catalysts. They're just not worth it. Obviously, keep the good ones. Fertile catalysts are great. The attribute catalyst, this one, intrinsic, I like this one because a lot of the builds I use a lot of uniques. Like, look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're not getting that much stats. You only have 3 items that give you stats. 1, 2, 3. So to get all that dexterity, yeah, you're getting 60 dex off your ring's attribute modifier on a T1. I think it's a T1 roll. T2 roll, that's probably why. Simulacrums, I ran them up to level 25. First time I've ever run simulacrums ever. And I would just run these with, like, do a swap to whatever, I think it's this one. This one? This one? Anyway, I just put all the delirium stuff on. Maybe it's this one. No, this one? No, it's this stuff. Put this stuff on, run it, finish, take it back off. Done. I caved in and bought, even though I didn't use it. I would sell these. These are good money. They're like 40, 50 chaos each. Heist gear. I geared rogues for the first time ever. And 10 chaos dump tab, 20 chaos dump tab, 1x dump tab, 4x dump tab. Good gear, stuff that looked really cool, stuff that I love the shit out of. Veranastra, you know, eye level 85, influence belt, influence ring. This is the stuff where you go into a garden and you just throw it down. Like, I think this is a 6-link astral plate with 109 life. Sure. But you go and, you know, garden and you have some sort of crafting recipes you don't want to waste it, throw it on one of these, which are all, you know, proper level gear. And uniques that didn't fit in the other one. Soul Rest is cool. And rings was pretty important because I made that lore wheelie. I got so many hungry loops. Like, this is insane. I wanted to do a hungry loop setup for zombies on my other character. I never got around to it. But, you know, these are obviously just awesome. Different stuffs, profanes, proxies, Essence Worm is cool. All of this is dropped, none of this is bought. Amber Wax didn't even. So, this is how I geared my characters. I bought the stuff, I put it in a tab, named this, and it would be right up the front. So unload ballistic totem, unload witch, unload God knows. I guess this is the duelist though, from the looks of it. You know, and once you finish with the gear, you swap it in here, and then you don't accidentally sell gear that you're leveling with or anything else bad heist contracts under level 80. I didn't want to put them in my heist locker. Just, yeah, Agnerod stuffs. Metamorph parts. Could have run some. Didn't really feel the need. Started to collect the breach rings at the end because everyone was doing it. And, you know, beasts. Beasts is such a bait. It's such a bait. Everyone was on about it, and it would have been fine. Right at the start, you could have run multiple hundreds of maps, got, you know, hundreds and thousands of beasts, and you would have been able to sell them, it would have been fine. But as soon as those maps, as soon as those videos came out, the margins were just crushed. And being a solo person with subpar gear, running that style, it wasn't worth being the sole focus. I made, because I played it, you know, I did the stuff, right? and I think it's down here somewhere. Yeah, I took all that stuff, and it just felt bad. It was much nicer to just run all my Ironheart missions on top of everything else on regular maps. Occasionally, you know, if I'd run out, I could run the Rusted Scarabs, and I made just as much money because you just hit the rare beast or whatever it was, and it was like 100C, and there was only one. There's only one rare beast, I think. By like week 3, it was pretty dried up, and it's the split beast, obviously. I think. Don't quote me on that one. I'm not an expert. But the main focus that I did was essences, and everyone's going to say essences, and if you do it and you don't like it, do not keep doing it. There is so many other things to do. You can just farm. As long as you're targeting, if not, yeah, as long as you're doing something in the game that is something you enjoy, you probably just make money off it. And if it feels like it's just sucking all your money out and all your joy out of the game, just do something else. You know, Legion would probably be fun. I don't have a character that can do it. I tried, gave up. I just got rid of it. Put your high stuff on. Yeah, there and there, just to try and get your blueprints. Put this on, and this on, and this on, and do your all of your missions to do your maps. Missions to get your temples, sorry. This is the most fun league I've had. The longest I've played, singly. My highest level character before this league was 93. This character is 95 with 6 days played. Probably about 5 hours of that is post me finishing my league and just logging in to have a look at stuff. 4 days, 16 hours played on this one, 95. And even this character, the Duelist, got to 94 with 2 hours played. Absolutely insane. Well, thank you for watching, those that watched. Have a nice day.